sitting on the beach with the love of my life, enjoying a Corona, experiencing absolute freedom. I remember when I made that decision to take my own finances into my own hands. And 3 years from the day I made that decision, using my system that I've taken a whole lifetime to implement, I retired. And this system is what I would love to transfer to all of you. Just 3 simple steps: mindset, mechanics, and mentorship. And if you give me the opportunity, I would love to empower and enable all of you to retire yourselves in less than 5 years.
Okay, welcome back to the show. It's me, Hugh, and Sandra's here, and it's getting noisy in here, Sandra.
It is. You can tell things are heating up.
The crowd is starting to fill in, not just the dinner crowd, but also the networking crowd for PBN.
Yes. It looks like it's really warming up now, eh?
I don't have to do this anymore because you got your own mic.
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we got...
Suckered me.
I forgot.
Oh,
it's anyway, we got Glenn Estrabillo joining us here.
Hi, Glenn.
Hello.
And Glenn's here for the networking. And I remember Glenn because the time I was here at PBN before, you were speaking at that event, right,
That's
Glenn?
right.
Glenn's quite an amazing story.
Well, because you retired at 28.
Retired
right?
at 28. You need to do an infomercial.
I should definitely do an infomercial.
Okay, so first of all, Glenn, just to give us a little bit of an introduction, how did you retire at 28? Just to give us an idea of where you're coming from and what your business is.
Yeah, well, my background is engineering, and I'd always wanted to start my own business. And my mentor is Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I read all his books, and I thought, wow, I can just invest in real estate, right? Should be pretty easy. So that's what I started doing. I started with a very small house in the university town.
Canada?
In Canada, in Hamilton, right by McMaster University.
I was just in Hamilton yesterday.
Were you?
It's a
You were just in
fabulous
Welland
town.
yesterday.
Steel town.
Yeah. In fact, my brother-in-law I was with, he bought some property. He bought a rooming house on King Street in Hamilton. We went and checked it out yesterday.
Oh, see? There you go.
I guess that's a good place to start.
It's a good place to start. Yeah. I bought it and turned it into a student rental, rented it out to students because I felt I could relate to that demographic.
Yeah.
And that first house was netting me about $1,000 a month. So I'm looking at this one property and my engineering job, and I'm doing calculations thinking, a few of these and that income will be able to replace my engineering income. So for the next 3 years, that's exactly what I did. I went from 1 property to 10 properties in the next year and a half.
Wow.
And I was able to replace my income and be able to choose to stay in my engineering job and do both, or just
Okay, what did you do? What did you do?
I went and just chose to just have the passive income.
Oh, you mean you didn't choose to be an engineer because you love to do it?
No, I did not. Although I did love engineering, I loved having more time, freedom to do what I want when I wanted. And I just couldn't really do that with a 9-to-5 job.
Wow.
Absolutely. So can I ask you how many properties you own today?
Yeah, today, myself personally, over 40 units myself, and between Canada and the U.S.
Okay, so the U.S. too.
Yes.
Right. Now, the last time I was here, you were speaking about the opportunities for Canadians investing in the U.S. real estate market. We all know what happened in 2008, that U.S. property values in most markets just started to tumble.
Yes.
And it's been a few months since I heard you speak the last time. Mm-hmm. What's going on with U.S. real estate today, and where's it trending?
Well, right now, great question. It's trending. The mood in the U.S. is very positive. We're starting to see a lot of data, coming out. With the housing price index is actually upticking, and certain cities, and no coincidence, the cities where I invest have shown year-over-year percentage gains. Now, don't get me wrong. There are cities that are showing losses, but the mood is actually a little bit much more positive. Especially, we had, I think Warren Buffett came out and publicly declared, housing
will come back, and he's betting big on housing. So when you get a very highly sophisticated investor like Warren Buffett,
That's like an Oprah.
yeah, absolutely.
That's like the magnitude of an Oprah saying, buy this book.
And we had Warren Buffett say, housing is where it's at. I'm betting big on housing.
Wow.
So it's a validation.
Okay,
of what I'm
so
doing.
there's certain statistics, Warren Buffett, but how do you gauge the mood in the U.S.? Because you said the mood is trending upwards.
Yeah.
How do you gauge that?
Here's what I'm finding. I used to be able to be the only person bidding on a house to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer the only person. For a house that I used to purchase for under $50,000, can't do that anymore.
Okay.
They're now $60,000, $70,000. So I'm personally seeing at the auctions price increases and more people bidding for the same assets. So that tells
So
me
greater competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
That tells me that trend is getting
What
higher.
states are we talking about in the States?
Where I invest is the states Arizona, Texas.
Okay.
I'm also in Southwest Florida and Michigan.
So why are these places good and other states not?
There's several factors. There's about 36 factors I go by.
Oh my God.
But the number one thing that I track, which is the most easiest, is the median house price in that geographic region divided by the average annual rent. You get a ratio. And if that ratio is under 10, it's what the Wall Street Journal and I call a sweet deal.
Okay, you know what? We're
Okay,
going to
does
have
this
to
require
replay.
some sort of engineering
I'm glad
or
we're taping
something?
this. We're going to have to replay that segment. I think that's gold.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Do you have to be an engineer to understand that?
No, you don't.
Okay, see, then you can understand it too.
Well, I have to go and replay it though.
Yeah.
Okay. And backwards.
Yeah,
Replay it backwards.
It's okay. That reminds me of a Tubes album, but that's another story. Okay, so Glenn, so now are you in the business of helping people take advantage of this?
Yes.
And how does that work?
So I specifically have positioned myself as an international real estate mentor.
Okay.
And specifically because I'm Canadian, a lot of my focus is on working with Canadians to empower them to find better deals on a dollar-to-dollar basis in the U.S. And so right now I'm working on getting this message out to more and more Canadians, and I've got an event coming up on September 15th in Hamilton where I'm going to be going through the specific steps and the specific strategies on how I did it and teaching other people to do the same thing.
Wow.
Okay, and that's good for people in
Nice.
Hamilton because I heard that Hamilton is one of the hot cities for opportunity right now in terms of real estate in Ontario, right?
Well, how come?
It's that ratio,
It's
probably,
that ratio.
right?
Exactly. It's exactly that ratio.
Okay,
I don't get this. I don't think I have a brain for this
Okay,
stuff.
now, but Glenn, okay, so I want to ask you though, because now let's just take this in reverse. If you look at the Canadian market in general and you start to apply your ratio, do you see any trouble spots where we might see, or at least an underlying rationale for seeing a decline in real estate values in Canada? Any markets in Canada that might be a little overvalued?
No, overvalued. Yeah, if you take that ratio in reverse, right now Toronto's right at the top of that list, and same with out in Vancouver.
And now
Come
how
on,
about
Vancouver's
Calgary?
worse, right?
Vancouver's
way worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Okay,
How about Calgary?
Calgary, not as high as Toronto and
Plus,
Vancouver.
Calgary's still growing and always will be, at least for the
Okay,
foreseeable
so-
future.
so-
So how badly is Toronto? Is Toronto going to go down?
I don't know if it's going to go down. Remember, there's only one parameter. There's like 36. But according to that one parameter, the ratios are very high with respect to house price and average annual rent. So it doesn't look to be conducive for investment purposes. But if it's for home ownership, there's a whole other set of emotions.
That's a
Where do you
separate.
get-
That's a separate way to look at it, right,
Where do
Glenn?
you get these 36
Interesting.
measure tool criteria, whatever you want to call
Oh,
these
this
parameters?
just came over time and
Oh,
experience.
you created this yourself?
Yeah. Because I just noticed there are different factors that make more of a difference in the long run of an investment being feasible and working out.
You know what? I'll tell you. You know that sounds right, Glenn. I used to sell real estate. I
Yeah.
know something about it, right?
Are you a real
But
estate
it
agent by any
sounds-
chance?
No.
See, he's not even a real estate agent. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's
it's better to
amazing
not
me.
be because then
I think so.
otherwise you have to declare that there's a thing anyway.
That's
but
right.
Glenn, so but that's really interesting. So this is what you're doing now. You're teaching people how to use these 36 factors that you've identified to help them evaluate real estate investment opportunities, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so you're going to be
That's
doing it in
amazing.
Hamilton, and when is that?
September 15th,
Okay, and
Hamilton, Ontario.
and are you going to be doing it at any other locations?
Right now, just in Hamilton. We're planning for another one here in Toronto, but right now,
Is there a website we can go
okay.
to for
Yeah.
information?
yes, it's www.retiremeglenn.com.
Glenn
Okay.
with one N or two N's.
Doesn't matter, you'll get to the same spot.
I should have known.
Oh, you know what? We've got some video,
Retire
which
Me
we're
Glenn.
going to play at the beginning of this interview.
Cool.
I know, because it's a.
Everything can be done
We'll
in
do
editing.
it. We're doing it all in editing, but we've got a little clip from your website that we played at the beginning. I'm just reminding people of that. And so retiremeglenn.com.
Yes.
And people can check that out and get in
it's
touch
September
with you.
15th.
And September 15th in Hamilton. And anyway, great to have you on the show today, Glenn.
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing some secrets.
Yeah.
The secret's out.
Yeah. So anyway, good to have you on. And
Thank you so much.
we just look forward that the Toronto market will just continue to move steadily,
Down.
not down,
You don't want to move down?
in the right direction. And of
Well,
course,
depends on
people
what
What
get.
if
you
it
wanna
goes
do?
down? Then you
Yeah.
can buy at a better
Buy.
price.
Oh, no wonder you retired from
But
real
I already
estate.
bought.
Oh, but
I'm
you already
in,
bought.
Glenn.
Oh, you're already in. That's right. Then just wait it out, man. Wait it out.
Okay. All right, Glenn. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I think we have to end the show, Sandra. We got some technical issues, right?
We had fun though. This was
Yeah.
fun. I feel like I'm baking, but it was
Well,
fun.
the great thing is that it's getting lively in here. The piano
It is. I can barely
player is
hear you
about
now.
to start to play.
I know.
And we can now stop working and start having fun here at the PBN event. Glenn, you're going
I
to
see
stick
that
around,
wine
right?
glass
Stick around,
has your
absolutely.
name on it, Hugh.
Well, there's something over there, I'm sure, I hope, has my name on it. So anyway, Sandra, thanks for doing this today.
Awesome show. Thank you.
And thanks everybody for participating. Thanks PBN,
See you next
Kareem and Connie and all the great guests today. And check out PBN.com.
.com. Professional Business Network.
And then you can come here for the next one, which is going to be in September. So thanks everybody. Live from the Toula Lounge. It's me, Hugh, Sandra, and everybody here at PBN at Toula Restaurant live. We'll see you next time for more Liquid Lunch. Take care.